Hey guys, I'm here. Here's our dailies. Sword rune, sword blood, evolve 5 times. So presumably we want to get whatever the other one was. We want to get sword. So at least by dailies we want to get sword. I already played sword, so I didn't actually want to play sword again immediately. But if we ever want to do the dailies, we didn't get sword, so it's not an issue. So blood or rune are the other two dailies. Ideally you would take the one that's 3 and not 4. Which is blood. Which is what I thought. Rune is more interesting to play than blood. Blood used to be one of the worst classes in Arena, and then they just kept printing a bunch of garbage, like Scarlet Saber and the other one. But I guess we'll play blood. Screw it. Playing Rune. I did do a Rune draft, but it didn't go particularly well, so I scrapped it. So we'll see if I can articulate myself again. Rune is pretty interesting in Arena because you tend to get like a couple of spell boosts and a couple of earth rights, and then somehow it tends to work out magically. And your deck, even though your deck isn't like 10 earth rights and 10 sigils like it would be in constructed, it still works most of the time. So Golem Assault is a fine card. Grand Summoning is pretty good. Europa is good. Europa is basically just like an assassinate that can do more sometimes. And this card is probably workable. Every Earth Sigil in your hand. So this will work with any Earth Sigils. So it's okay to pick Earth Sigils for the rest of the draft. Chain Lightning is super busted and constructed too, but in Arena you just run out of cards and then they die. Because you just do 6 damage to their face every turn, so that's pretty silly. Halo Golem is good as long as we get an Earth Sigil at some point. This card is great in Arena. I feel like it's probably pretty good and constructed too. It's just like super cheap removal that can be used multiple times. Illusionist is a good card, but we want Earth Rights. I guess Freshman Lou is kind of garbage right now, so I could see picking the other side. Alright, fine. Hopefully that's not the only Earth Right I get. This is just a crappy 3-drop for the most part. Insight is good, and an Assassinate, even an expensive Assassinate, is usually pretty good. This is one of the best cards in Arena. This is too, though. But I will take Faria over Super Ding Dong. I think the other two are roughly tied. Okay. Chimera is... Well, the last run, Chimera actually got pretty good value. The last run was still fun to play, it just didn't come to fruition particularly well, unfortunately. We just took 2 Earth Rights, so we don't necessarily have to take another one immediately. And there's no limit to how many Chain Lightnings you could have. You could have like 5, and it would probably still be good. The 5th one would probably still be good. Ariad is a really broken card, so even though it's expensive. We need 2s, so that's a 2. Better than Magic Missile. I haven't gotten Hellblendy in a draft yet, but Hellblendy is super broken. Ridiculous card. This could transform amulets. Let me just say that again. This could transform amulets. To remind myself. Since I could have won a game a while ago by doing that. And I was wondering why people were running this destructive. That's the reason why. Only a few people were. Most people just run the 7/4/4 kill an amulet thing. Goblin is a really good card. It's probably like way better than Lion Champion, but I still don't think it competes with Hellblendy. Deuce, alright. The nerfed Illusionist. Illusionist was actually kind of handy for the portal. Like, when I'm playing Portalcraft versus Dirt Rune, if they play Illusionist and I have Accelerator, Hamlin, Analyzing Artifact in hand, I could just pump out a million Analyzing Artifacts and keep blowing up all the Earth Rays. Earth Sigils, which means they can never play like Levi on curve. So it was one of my win conditions. So now that it's gone, it's actually a little sad. I don't think Ephemera fits this deck, so I'll take the other side. Fuse. Yep. No, it's Levi. Oh, I guess we can have this discussion again. This is what I did for the last Rune video. That got scrapped. Levi is like the 4th best card in the game. It's gold, you might notice. It's better than almost every legendary in the entire game. This card's fine, sure. Police used to be really good, isn't really anymore. Chronos is not a good arena. But let's have this wonderful discussion about Levi again. So, there are, it probably won't be as boring as the first time I did it, but cards, that's the one. So, let's see all the legendaries in rotation. Every single one, there you go. So, Levi is better than every card on this page. This card used to be on par before it got nerfed, but not anymore, so no worries there. Alice is probably a little bit worse than Levi pre-nerf. Not by that much. Snow White is borderline, but obviously worse now. Albert is the best card in the game. He's going to get rotated out in a month or two. So Albert is better than Levi. Wizard of Savaz is on par with Levi. Very stupid card. Just terrible design. And every other card here is worse than Levi. Even, like, this is the best Forestcraft card. Maybe the best Forestcraft card ever printed. Doesn't matter. Levi's better. Spinaria is like the best, or did I say Portalcraft? Forestcraft. Portalcraft is this is one of the best cards in Portalcraft. Total trash compared to Levi. Piece of shit. This is 10 burst on 10 with a bunch of requirements. That's trash. How about 3 damage to the whole board plus your face for 6 mana? Kinda speaks for itself. Levi is better than every card on this page. Ether is a little bit borderline, and Iktar is also a really good card, and they didn't nerf it, so it's still... This is one of the best cards in the game, but Levi's still better. This thing needs stuff on the board to be really good. Levi just needs 1 Earth Sigil. Even without the Earth Sigil, Levi is still a pretty busted card. This card used to be better than Levi, but it's not anymore, so no worries there. Daria is actually better than Levi. But Daria is going to get nerfed in like a week or 2, so that'll be the end of Daria. Rip. Too bad. But a card needs to be unbelievably ridiculous to be better than Levi. I think Bahamut is still better than Levi, even though they nerfed it. Even outside of Dragoncraft, Bahamut is still better than Levi. That's just how stupid this card is to begin with. You can't have Deathwing without the Deathwing downside. It's just broken. And that's about it. All these cards, other than Bahamut, are worse. Aegis is like a super broken, really stupid card, but it's not even close to as good as Levi. Not even remotely. So I guess that's it. Yeah. The next time I do Rune, I'll do the first game and talk over it. But this was the first draft that I'll put up, most likely. If I go like well, I want to go 2 and 2, right? I don't want to go 1 and 3 and then 2 and 3. I want to go 2 and 2, and then I'll have a long discussion about why the arena rewards are terrible. So we'll see if that happens this run. Rune, well, you know, sometimes I have this crappy Rune deck, and it just goes 5-0. Like, I have had really weird esoteric Rune decks where there's like 2 ways to trigger a win condition, and then it just happens, and then you win. So Rune in Arena is really interesting. Very, very difficult to play optimally compared to pretty much everything else. Like Blood, maybe once upon a time was harder to play, and Forest once upon a time was harder to play, but that's all been diluted over time. But Rune remains like a really weird combo class in Arena, which is what it should be in Constructed, but it's just like draw Daria and opener and win, don't draw Daria and opener and probably lose. That's Rune right now. Used to be awesome, not anymore, but it's still pretty cool in Arena, even though it's not very good. It's cool because it's fun to play and interesting. So enjoy the run. Thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.